The new Suicide Squad game has been released, and well, the game is a complete disaster. This game is just another chapter in DC and Warner's new failure, and in this video, I'll explain why this game is a total flop, so let's get into it. Welcome, strangers, to another video on our channel, and today we're going to discuss the controversial Suicide Squad game, and also express all my outrage as a DC fan and a fan of superheroes in general. But first, I ask that you please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, as this greatly helps me to continue producing content, and also keeps you informed about all the channel's videos. With that said, let's get to the video. Well, folks, I must confess that this video is more of a rant than a technical analysis. Because if you don't know, I'm a big fan of comics and also of Rocksteady's games, specifically the Arkham franchise, which is undoubtedly one of the most important in the gaming industry. However, in this game, they took that franchise and simply threw it in the trash, in addition to disrespecting DC's greatest heroes in a ridiculous way, all for cheap sensationalism. The first point we can make is that it simply doesn't make any sense for this game to be part of the Arkham universe, as the games simply don't connect. For example, Deadshot's ethnicity has changed, and the explanation they gave is simply ridiculous and very lazy, saying that the Deadshot from the Arkham saga was an imposter all this time, when they could have simply come up with a better excuse, like, oh, the old Deadshot died, and this new one was inspired by him and took over the role. I don't know if it would be good, but it would be much better than this crap they made, not to mention the difference in tones between the games. While Arkham has that dark and gloomy world of Gotham City and is very closed off, Suicide Squad is very colorful and flashy, very different from what DC usually is. Not to mention that in the Arkham games, the Justice League simply never appeared. They are mentioned and it is implied that other heroes exist there, but it was a fact that the Justice League did not yet exist. However, in Suicide Squad, magically the League is there. The gameplay is very generic and tedious, as it basically boils down to you shooting and shooting the entire game. Creativity is nowhere to be found. The boss battles are also very weak and disappointing. They are boring, tedious, and you just hope they end soon. The open world is also very poor. Speaking of graphics, it's beautiful and very detailed. But when we delve deeper into it, we see that it's an empty and lifeless world, just like the rest of the game. But undoubtedly, what annoyed the fans the most in this game was the unbelievable lack of respect for the superheroes and fans of this game. Starting with Batman, what did they do to him in this game? Simply ridiculous. They completely deconstructed the Batman from the Arkham series, took the character's arc that had been wonderful and threw it in the trash. They completely ruined it. And his death is also pathetic. Batman dies with a shot to the head from Harley Quinn. My God. Not even Batman was spared from this debacle. Next is Superman. If they took him out of the game, it wouldn't be miss it at all, as you barely remember that he's in the game. He speaks so rarely, and yes, his death is ridiculous as well, not to mention that the Suicide Squad defeats him using weapons. Yes, Superman and Flash are defeated by bullets. Speaking of Flash, my God, what did they do to him in this game? Not content with humiliating Flash in the movies, they have to humiliate him in the games too. Seriously, poor Flash fans. The producers simply humiliate and disrespect him in every possible adaptation of this character. And not only does Flash die from a bullet in this game, which is already ridiculous, the guys also urinate on him. That's right. This scene shows all the care and importance that DC has for the character. And of course, Wonder Woman wouldn't be left out, right? Who in this game has become a weak, stupid, and above all, useless woman, with her death making no sense, as she sticks a damn kryptonite in Superman's chest, and he simply doesn't care, and disintegrates her with his laser beam. In other words, the woman didn't kill Superman after sticking a kryptonite in his chest, but a few minutes later the Suicide Squad also using kryptonite manages. They kill him with shots, and there's not even anything to comment on. Lastly, we have Green Lantern, who was also, of course, humiliated, and had a very forgettable role. His death is also very weak, and has no weight at all, but what bothered me the most was the way they treated the Green Lantern's ring. After he dies, the ring simply stays on his body, whereas in the comics, when this happens, the ring leaves immediately. In the comics, the ring is intelligent and has strict restrictions on its use, but not in the game. In addition to Green Lantern himself using the ring for evil purposes since he was under Brainiac's control, and nothing happens. King Shark uses the ring easily, and nothing happens. It's simply a joke. This shows that the writers and developers have no knowledge of any DC comic book story. Well, I could say many other things about this game, such as its bugs, weak gameplay, and poor open world. Anyway, but this video was more of a rant as a comic book fan, and especially of DC. We are tired of so much disrespect, both in the movies and in the games. We simply can't take it anymore. But that's it. I'll stop here. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. That greatly helps me. And comment on what you thought of the new Suicide Squad game. All the best to you always. Goodbye, and see you later.